What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I am ridiculously excited because I am bringing you the first deck of Celestial Storm on my channel, and that is going to be kind of a cop-out if I'm being completely honest. But it's still something that is revolving around Celestial Storm cards, and that is a Naganadel Stakataka-GX deck. And before I get into it, just a reminder that if you guys like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton, and let's do more cool stuff for you guys. And if you are new to the channel, let me be the first one to say welcome. And also that here at TTM, we are a collaborative channel, so there is more than just the TCG content, which is why you clicked on this video to begin with. We also have draft format content, as well as some other stuff from time to time. So if any of that interests you, please feel free to subscribe. And then we also have a Discord, which reflects the multifaceted nature of this channel, where we do have channels on our Discord for all different facets of Pokemon, whether that's Smogon, draft format, TCG, what have you. So if that interests you, please feel free to check out the description below. And before I get into the deck, one last thing, the question of the day. I do this with every single set that comes out. On the first day, what is the best pull that you guys have been able to pull from, I guess just first day packs? Like, what is the best pull you guys have gotten so far? Obviously, a lot of us haven't been able to really pull as many as we would want to, or open as many packs, trade away as many packs, etc., etc. So we haven't had, like, the full scope of our pack opening experience with this set, and so not that many, but still, what's the best card you've pulled so far? And for me, my luck hasn't been that great so far, but at the same time, I've only opened like 20 packs. Like, I traded most of them to make sure that I was able to get the Stakatakas that I need, and I didn't have a lot on day one. My big bulk amount of codes still have yet to come in, so I'm just waiting on those, but I was still able to put this together. And of the 20 packs that I opened, I was able to pull a hyper rare Stakataka, so that was pretty awesome, just being able to be like, huh, well, I mean, I needed that, but I kind of wanted the full art because, in my opinion, the full arts look better than the hyper rares or the rainbow rares, whichever you want to call them, just because I like to be able to actually see what is on the card. But yeah, hyper rare Stakataka was the best pull that I got day one, and yeah, so let me know what cards you guys were able to pull, whether that was day one on TCGO or whether you went to a pre-release event. Up to this point with Celestial Storm, what are the best cards that you guys have been able to pull? I would love to hear what you guys are experiencing with this new set. But anyway, on to the deck. Like I said, it is centered around the combination of Stakataka-GX and Naganadel-GX. And for those of you that don't know, even though probably most of you do, Naganadel-GX is 210 HP, evolves from Poipole, and has the attack Beast Raid. For a single colorless energy, you can do 20 damage for each of your Ultra Beasts in play. And then Stakataka, basically the combination makes itself. So Stakataka, you play it down, you get 20 extra damage with Naganadel, and then it also has this nifty little ability in Ultra Wall where your Ultra Beasts take 10 less damage from your opponent's attacks. So it's kind of just like a win-win for Naganadel. It gets 20 extra damage, and it also gets 10 reduced damage. And the unfortunate thing is, it's after weakness and resistance, and yeah, I know that that's to prevent some weird situations, but still, the fact that you can do that it does 10 less damage to my Naganadel, even after weakness, can lead to some pretty good situations, because 210 HP, it's like Zoroark, it's very difficult to take out in one shot, and a lot of things rely on two-shotting it, and just reducing damage by any amount that you can be actually pretty incredible for this card. And then the rest of them, we are obviously, because we have Stakataka-GX as the main support Ultra Beast, we are also using other metal Ultra Beasts as well. And I believe this was a list that I got from Face Palm Tree. Actually, let me check really quickly, because I have some amazing guys in the Pokemon TCG Discord with TTM who give me deck lists from time to time, and I believe this deck list was his. Let me check that really quick so I can give credit where credit is due. Okay, I was right. It was Face Palm Tree, so big shout out to him. I just wanted to make sure that he got his credit for giving me the general deck list. I mean, I tweaked it for my own uses and just to make it better suited for my own personal style. But yeah, again, shout outs to him. The other Ultra Beasts that we have, single copy of Kartana-GX for the slice off, because a lot of this new format is going to be centered around DCEs, particularly with Zoroark, as we're losing a ton of draw support. Oh, and by the way, this deck is pre-rotation, not post-rotation. I just really wanted to use this deck with the pre-rotation cards that it had, and I was like, yeah, let's just go for it. I could give myself more time to get the copycats and whatnot that I wanted to get. But anyway, Kartana is great for discarding DCEs, and then also has a very nice Blade GX where you are able to just take a prize as your GX attack. The other GX attacks we can use. I mean, Naganadel's is, I mean, Stinger, you can put both of us at 3 prizes, which is nice, but I mean, I don't think I've actually ever used it, just because it always means that I'm going into my opponent's turn, making us even, and I'd like to be ahead as opposed to even. But it definitely does have its use, just have not had a situation where I've been able to use it yet. We have Stakataka with the Assembly GX. This attack does 50 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. Wait, each prize card... Oh, you have taken. Sorry, read that completely wrong. This attack does 50 more damage for each prize card you have taken. That's completely my mistake. Just read that incorrectly. And yeah, it's a really good late game cleaner. If you've taken like 4 prizes, you can just have Stakataka come in and attack for 120. Take those last 2 prizes. Kartana is good for just taking a prize in a situation that you need it. So we have a plethora of GX attacks we can use. And then for the non-GX attackers, because unfortunately I feel like Hoopa and Alolan Ninetales are going to be a little bit more prominent as the metagame becomes more GX-centric and GX-heavy. I feel like those guys could make a stand. So we have 1 copy of the new Celesteela GX, and quite frankly, I kind of would rather just use the Dusk main Necrozma. But, I mean, this is a new toy that we got, and I was just like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just go ahead and use that. And also, it has a pretty nifty synergy. Moonraker, if the total number of both players' remaining prize cards is exactly 6, this attack can be used for 1 energy, so you have 1 energy for 160. Well, Naganadel puts both players at a total of 6 prize cards. So it's a pretty cool synergy between those two, and then also if you have like 2 prize cards left, your opponent has 4 prize cards left, and oh boy, whoops, well, looks like I lost internet. I'm gonna reconnect and be right back. Alrighty, 1 reset of the router and we are back, and sorry about the double pause. Normally I don't ever pause it in my videos except between matches, but yeah, so you got to, I guess, consider that maybe a bonus or something like that. But yeah, like I was saying, the cool synergy between Celesteela and Naganadel, you're able to attack for 1 energy for 160 damage, and then also you have this little thing called Busted Beast Ring. It's not actually called Busted Beast Ring, but it's a busted card called Beast Ring, which if you attach a single energy, you can just Beast Ring twice onto Celesteela, and suddenly you're hitting for 160 damage, no drawback, and you are a non-GX attacker, so it's just kind of all sorts of amazing. And then the main non-GX attacker we have is Dusk main Necrozma. With 1 energy, it can Dusk Shot, does 60 damage to one of your opponent's GX or EXs, and then Rusty Claws does 100 for 3 energy if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining. This attack does 100 more damage. Very solid for like a late game situation if you need like 1 more prize card, but really you're going to be just using 3 energy to hit for 100, which is sufficient in most cases. Not all cases, but in most cases. 3 energy for 100 is good enough to be able to play around those guys. But yeah, we just have 1/1/1 of the backup metal attackers. 3 Stakataka for just not clogging up the deck, but still having them when we need them. Normally you're going to have 2 Stakataka on the bench. I mean, that's about the right number. I've tested this deck a little bit, and it seems like 2 Stakataka functions the best. 3 is just so you can have those readily available. 4/3 of Naganadel and of Poipole and Naganadel, sorry, just because Poipole is needed to evolve into Naganadel. It counts as an Ultra Beast, so you can just play that down on the bench, have it available to evolve later if you need it, while boosting Naganadel. So it's nice to just play down Poipole, get the boosted damage, and then have it available to evolve if you need it. And then 2 Lele, because even though this deck does not use Lele into Bridget, still a very strong card for things like Guzma or Acerola or different things like that. 4 Beast Ring, just as soon as a Naganadel or a GX gets knocked out, we can Beast Ring to throw a bunch of energy all over our board and get things set up very quickly. 2 Max Potion, just to make our Naganadel even more difficult to take out. Because it only attacks for a single energy, we can utilize Max Potion and not be too hurt by the drawback of it. Just, I mean, it discards the energy. Okay, cool. We play a single energy to back down. Our Naganadel is now fresh, and we're able to attack again. So it's just make Naganadel as difficult to take out as possible, which is really, really kind of cool. For recursion, we have 1 Rescue Stretcher and 1 Super Rod. Just be able to either get a Pokemon or put some energy back into the deck. For Ultra Ball to guarantee get the mons we want when we want them. And then for Ultra Space as the stadium of choice, just, I mean, let's search out an Ultra Beast. It's a free Ultra Ball for Ultra Beasts, and 13 of our 15 cards are Ultra Beasts. So incredibly good in this deck for searching out and filling your deck with Ultra Beasts. Sorry, I am talking for way too long. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. As for these supporters, have 3 Cynthia, 3 N, and 2 Sycamore. Normally, I go 4-3-3, and then the 3 Guzma that I normally have. Where did the extra 2 supporters go? Well, they went into 2 Acerola just to kind of play a pseudo Max Potion, because like I said, you will be able to just play down the Poipoles, not necessarily evolve them immediately. So you can pick up a Naganadel and the energy, promote the unevolved Poipole, evolve that, play the other Poipole back down, rinse and repeat. Just, again, making Naganadel more difficult to kill. 3 Choice Band for the extra damage. 3 Float Stone because Stakataka is fat with that 3 retreat cost that we don't want to pay. 1 Beast Energy just because, I mean, like, why wouldn't you run Beast Energy? It's extra damage that can be very, very nice in many situations. And then 9 Metal because even though we only attack for 1 energy, we want metal in the deck to be able to Beast Ring when we really need to, and when we play that card, we want to have sufficient energy to be able to take full advantage of Beast Ring. But anyway, yeah, that is the deck, guys, and let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Ion Computers with a normal and fire deck, so actually really interested to see what type of deck my opponent is running. Yes, I would like to go first. That would be very nice. So let's see what we start with. And I saw the Lele and had a mini heart attack thinking that I might be starting with Lele, but nope. Luckily, I do start with the Poipole. And yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else in my hand that I can really play apart from the energy, but at the same time, like, it's not the end of the world. And okay, so this is a Talonflame Cyndaquil deck. So I'm going to put the Cynthia back in my deck just because with Aeroblitz, I'll want to repeatedly be able to just, get rid of my opponent's hand, get rid of what they Aeroblitz for to hopefully put them in a situation where their Cyndaquil cannot do much of anything. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball, get rid of the Acerola and the... Do I want to get rid of the Sycamore or the Metal Energy? I think I'll just get rid of the Metal Energy, because even though I'm probably going to Lele for an N, I want to have the Sycamore in my deck later, and I do have recursion methods for my Metal Energy, and so yeah, let's get a Stakataka down, just so that Aeroblitz is not doing quite as much. I mean, it's doing 30, and so, like, it'll do 40, and then it'll do 30 now, thanks to the Stakataka, so it is not a 2-hit KO on my Poipole, which will be... Which might even, wow, voice crack, which might even come to play, but he does just immediately go for, he immediately goes for the Aeroblitz, doesn't play much of anything, and so, okay, if I can get a Float Stone, or an Energy, I will be able to knock out this Cyndaquil, because he didn't play down the Cyndaquil. Okay, Talonflame is not going to beat me. There is no way that Talonflame in itself is going to be able to beat me, so if I just take out the Cyndaquils, I can very easily win this game. Like, if I just keep targeting down the Cyndaquils, not allow them to evolve into Typhlosions, this will be a very quick and easy game. And I do top deck into the Float Stone, which is great, so I can just grab the Naganadel and then Lele for a Guzma. And yeah, so I will be able to do that. Like I said, I needed either an Energy or a Float Stone to be able to pull this off. I mean, I will admit, I did get kind of lucky on that top deck, considering that it was one of what I needed, and if not, I would have just end my opponent out of that and been like, oh, alright, well, I'll just go ahead and Beast Raid. Won't be able to knock out the Talonflame actually, unless I got a Beast Energy off of the N, I would have been able to, but either way, I would have gotten rid of my opponent's what the cards he Aeroblitzed for, and then I would have been in a good position. So yeah, we are able to take out the Cyndaquil. We take a prize. It is a Sycamore, so we have 2 Sycamores in our hand. Kind of regretting not grabbing that metal, or getting rid of that Metal Energy, but I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. You never really know what you're going to draw from your prizes. I mean, you can go through your deck and then figure out what your prizes are, but of the face down prizes, you're never like, okay, I know exactly what that one is going to be. So yeah, I mean, my opponent is going to go ahead and Talonflame Break. That is interesting. In a deck that doesn't seem to play Fletchling, he's playing Talonflame Break. It's actually really kind of cool. Just a cool, neat little tech card in the matchup against, oh boy. Is he going to be able to knock me out? Flare Blitz, not quite, and thank you, Stakataka. Man, Stakataka came through really, really clutch right there. Just that 10 extra damage that it didn't do allowed me to live that attack. So that is gigantic. I will be able to get a hit off on his Talonflame this turn. And if I had drawn into an energy, I would have been able to Max Potion and then energy up my Naganadel. And no, I do have Wi-Fi. I've been able to do the deck list, and now I've done the... Okay, come on, please no. I really want to show off. No. It's on my phone. I have Wi-Fi on my phone. You better not be doing this to me right now. But either way, what I was saying, if I had drawn into an energy, I would have been able to just knock... I would have been able to knock him out. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then Beast Raid. Go for just the 2-hit KO. Because, I mean, again, if I had drawn into the energy, all I would have had to do was play that down onto the... All I would have had to do was Max Potion the Naganadel, play the energy down onto it, and then I would have been able to Beast Raid. He would not have been able to KO me. But unfortunately, it looks like he will be able to actually knock me out with an Aero Blitz this turn. On the bright side, I will be able to end him out of what he Aero Blitzes for. And again, as long as I draw into an energy, I'm fine. I have 10 energy in the deck. I have half my deck to go. I've only used 2 energy up to this point. Let's just go ahead and promote the Naganadel. If I draw into an energy, I will be able to simply win the game. Do I want to play down the Celesteela? Actually, no. So let's go ahead and if I have, yeah, the Kartana was what I wanted. Let's grab the Kartana to get rid of that special fire energy. Forget what it's called. It's like a flare or a blaze energy. And then let's rescue Stretcher to get the Naganadel back into my hand. Because I wanna lower the amount of cards in my hand so that I maximize my odds of getting an energy this turn. Because if I get an energy, I will just win the game. And I unfortunately do not draw into an energy. So that stinks right there, but at the same time, I will be able to just Float Stone up the Stakataka and pass the turn. My opponent will have to Aero Blitz, and hopefully, yeah, okay. My opponent does just forfeit right there. What I was hoping was that when I end him out of that Aero Blitz, he was not able to figure out, like he didn't draw into stuff that he needed. Like the thing with Talonflame, it's great if you have something else on the bench, but as a singular attacker, doesn't quite have the bulk to be able to pull off winning games on its own. Like, you need the Cyndaquils in order for that deck to win. So luckily, was able to target down the Cyndaquil early on, which kept him from getting the Typhlosion, which I'm positive was in his hand. That had to be what he Aero Blitzed for. And yeah, take out the Talonflame from there just one by one. So yeah, pretty solid first game. Let's hope my internet doesn't completely crap out on me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, we have found one. So a little bit, as you can see, win streak. But so, remember how I was having internet problems in both Team Preview, well, not Team Preview, wow, this isn't Showdown. But I was having Team Preview in the deck overview and in the previous game. Well, turns out my internet not only completely went out, it went out to the point that we had to call somebody. They came in last night, and so... yeah, this is going to be recorded over 2 days. I really apologize for that. I was trying to get the video out last night, but unfortunately, internet just meant that didn't happen. So hopefully you guys will forgive me. But either way, we are up against a Garbodor and Hammers deck, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful about how many items I play. I think if I can limit my item usage, I should be pretty good to go in terms of being able to win this game. So let's play down the Necro. Play down the Choice Band. I kind of just want to get an energy on board. Actually, I'll hold off on the Choice Band because I want to play that only when I have the damage, or when I need the damage, rather, because he can just Field Blower that away, and that will be something that he can put into the discard pile, which will be an item for Garbodor to be able to hit my Naganadel with, and I want to be very, very careful about that. So he is playing down the Eevee. Okay, so this is a Drampa Garbodor, wow. Drampa, Garbodor, and Espeon deck. That's, I mean, it's pretty standard in terms of that type of build. Espeon is going to be annoying, but at the same time, my Naganadel, no, we fixed you. You are back. My Wi-Fi is back. Okay, so he does just Psybeam. It does literally 0 because of resistance and of Stakataka's ability, which is kind of amazing. So let's play the energy. Let's play the Beast Energy, because, I mean, if I'm going to Sycamore, I want to at least have that Beast Energy down. Yes, he can Enhanced Hammer it away, but you know what? If you're going to go big, well, I guess go big or go home, I guess is the phrase. But yeah, let's just play down the 2 Poipole. Didn't get much of anything this turn, but this coming turn, what I can do is, unfortunately, there's no... I say unfortunately, even though I was just bragging about it. Unfortunately, there's no damage on the Stakataka, so that I can't just Acerola it up. And yeah, there's the Field Blower. That's what I was kind of expecting turn 1, but I mean, there's still just 3 energy in the discard pile. He does just Psybeam me once again for the confusion, and I top deck into the Guzma. So this is interesting. What I can do is let's Ultra Ball... I think get rid of the metal and the other Ultra Ball there. I want to get... Actually, no, let's get rid of 2 metal so that I can still have the Ultra Ball for later. Let's grab a Naganadel. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to attack this Espeon this turn just because it's active. But at the same time, unless he gets a Choice Band, Psychic is not going to be able to knock me out. Even with super effective, Psychic will not be able to knock me out, just because of the fact that I only have a single energy on it. And with the Choice Band, it will be able to, because it'll do 240 and it'll just reduce it down to 230. But I get another Stakataka, able to knock out my opponent's Eevee, and yeah, he promotes his other Espeon. So in a very good situation right now. The Enhanced Hammer does come out. I was kind of expecting that at one point or another, and I knew that he'd knock it out. But yeah, the Psybeam does 50 damage. That's... yeah, good old Stakataka at work, and unfortunately, I don't have anything that's conducive to a hand. I could have just Ultra Balled to get rid of the Stakataka and the Ultra Space to get a Lele, but I think, quite frankly, I think I'm just going to go for broke right now. I'm going for the coin flip. If I can get it, that'd be amazing, and I actually do get the Confusion coin flip to where I am able to knock out the Espeon in one shot, so that's very, very huge. And I do get a Cynthia, and now I have plenty of resources, even if I didn't have a supporter, to be able to get a supporter to Ultra Ball for a Lele if he was able to knock me out type of thing. But right now, it doesn't look like he's able to knock me out. There's only 4 items in the discard pile, and he does just do that and pass. Okay, so this is great for me. I don't want to N. Let's go ahead and Ultra Space to get another Naganadel. And if I can get an energy, I'll be able to attack. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's Cynthia away my hand, see what I can get. And no energy. So what I was going to do if I got an energy was retreat out and then just attack with my other Naganadel. But I think... actually, no, I think it's worth it. I mean, I risked it and I did not get... and I got tails. I mean, just as well, I got heads last time, so 50-50. But what I was going to say is if I managed to get 120 damage on this Drampa, what I could do is just target it down with Solgaleo, or not Solgaleo, with Duskmane, knock that thing out, take 2 prizes, and then with Kartana, all I would have to do is just get off a Blade GX, and I would be able to win the game. So that's kind of what I was going for right there. I felt the risk was worth the potential reward, and unfortunately we do pay for our risk, but I mean that's what you do. That's what happens when you go for the coin flip on Confusion. And he will Psybeam, just keep me confused, but at this point, dang it, the fact that he brought up the Espeon is actually kind of annoying. So what I'm gonna do, I have the Guzma to get out of Confusion, which I think I want to do. So I can bring up his Garbodor. Yeah, let's bring up his Garbodor, go into my Stakataka. Or do I want to just start attacking the Drampa? You know what, let's attack... well, first things first, let's go ahead and get another card into my hand so that I can maximize my chances of drawing into something that I want. Really just no reason to not do that. I mean, it's just another card in your hand. And if you get End, you get End. If you Cynthia next turn, you Cynthia, it shuffles it back into your deck anyway. And it's just kind of optimizing your chances of drawing into a better card off of your top deck. So I am targeting down the Drampa. If he gets a Float Stone onto this Garbodor, it does shut off abilities and he will be able to free retreat. But at that point, the damage is done. I do have the sufficient damage on his Garbodor, or on his Drampa, to where my Naganadel will be able to knock that thing out. And he does get a Trash Lance, that's fine. Gets a Sycamore. Let's see if he gets a Float Stone, which, I mean, he probably should, given that he's only... Yeah, he does. Gets a second Float Stone. I mean, he probably plays 4 Float Stone in the deck. I mean, that's pretty standard for that type of build, and I think I've said that like twice. But he will be able to attack with Espeon. Looks like he's going to be able to... Okay. So is he going to Psychic, or is he going to Divide? I think because he went into Espeon, you wouldn't go into Espeon against a Steel type with a single energy on it unless you were going to Divide GX, and that's actually phenomenal for me. You might be thinking, Styx, what the heck is wrong with you? Why is it phenomenal for you that he's knocking out your Naganadel? Well, what's phenomenal about it is that he's wasting his GX attack to knock out a benched Naganadel that was active for so long, and another Naganadel will be active, so... Yeah, I mean, he's using his GX attack instead of trying to, like, finish off some bench Pokemon. I mean, he's finishing off this one. He's just using it to knock out in a heavily... Or, bleh, can't talk. He's using it to knock out an already very heavily damaged attacker. So that just works out beautifully for me. I mean, he had to use 9 of it, then just puts 10 on the Dusk main, which is, quite frankly, completely fine. And now all I have to do is... Do I have an energy? Don't have an energy, but I do have an Acerola. And see, this is why I'm so glad that I decided to Ultra Space for the Celesteela, because if I hadn't, I probably would not have drawn into this Acerola, and even though I didn't draw into an energy or a way out, what I can do is Acerola up the Dusk main with the single energy on it and the single damage counter, put that thing back down, and now I'm going to be able to knock out my opponent's Espeon. Let's Ultra Space, get a... Yeah, there are 4 energy left in the deck. That's fine. 2 Beast Energy, or 2 Beast Rings, so I don't think my opponent should be able to knock me out this turn. And instead of playing down the other Poipole, I'm going to play down the Kartana, just because all I need is an energy to be able to Blade GX and win the game after I knock out this Espeon. So yeah, I mean, I'm actually really excited that showed exactly why you always want to Ultra Space. I mean, unless you're like down to 1 card and that last card's an Ultra Beast and you deck yourself out, because that would be a pretty bad idea. But that shows why even if you have a full bench, you still want to Ultra Space. It just maximizes your odds of drawing into something useful the next turn. Because, I mean, otherwise, like, I mean, it's just 1 more card in your deck that you could draw into, and it's like, well, I drew into the Celesteela, even though I could have just gotten that off of Ultra Space last turn. And then, I mean, it comes up aces with that Acerola, which, pun intended, which turns out to be exactly what I need to be able to knock out the Espeon. And now with the Beast Ring, and my opponent probably not able to knock me out. Don't think my opponent's able to knock me out. Actually with the Drampa, actually wait, with the Choice Band on Garbodor, he would have been able to knock me out, but fortunately did not draw into a Psychic energy. But all I have to do is let's just go ahead and, yeah, I mean, go ahead and Max Potion. I think I actually have this game won anyway. I want to make sure that I do. So, I mean, I can knock out the Drampa. I can go ahead and attach to the Naganadel and knock out the Drampa. Or I could attach to the Kartana and take that last prize. I'm just going to attach to the Kartana, I think, just because, I mean, in case I missed something and for whatever reason my Naganadel's not going to be able to hit the Drampa for 120, I'm just going to go and click the GX attack that literally just says take a prize because I have a single prize left. And yeah, so we are able to win the game. My opponent conceded before we were able to finish that out, which is slightly unfortunate, but I mean, still, we consider that a very good win. And yeah, so that's the first deck of Celestial Storm. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get it out to you guys last night, but unfortunately, internet is a thing, which we love, but it is also sometimes the worst thing on the face of the earth. So sorry that I had to do this over 2 different days. Hope you guys will forgive me, but most of all, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave your answer to the question of the day down in the description below. Love to hear what kind of polls you guys are getting from day 1 of Celestial Storm, and even earlier if you are one of those people that does IRL, which I would love to get into, but unfortunately money is a thing, and I'm a broke med student, so yeah, there's that. But anyway, once again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.